admits I don't give a shit tonight. Alright. Now she walks in the bedroom fast, despite all the noise from the crowd. Now she's bedless on the bathroom sink. Her mother would be so proud. Gets on a deed and there's a line to go pee, but the bathroom looks like a war zone.
Welcome in. I just realized I am dumb because I labeled this as episode 61. It is episode 62 of Phired Up, presented by the Belly Up Media. Go follow them at Belly Up Sports. Check them out at bellyupsports.com. You can check out all the good stuff we have going on at phiredupsports.com. I'm Mike Giletto. Joining me as always is Dom Console. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? I don't know. We might have to fire you for that one. Gosh,
it's a bad screw up. Yeah, I agree.
That's a big one.
It's a big one. I agree. It's something I'm not proud of. I realized it as we were looking at the intro, and I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure 61 was last week. It is 62 today, so. And we thought Chris was going to be back. He had some last minute, things that came up. So we thought none better than to tap into the Phired Up family and grab somebody, one of our writers covering the Flyers, Mark Ramos. Mark, what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. I'm getting ready for the NHL draft here and
Big week.
Free agency, big week. So I'm ready to get into that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to get into that shortly. But before that, got to tell you about the newest sponsor, Manscaped. Listen, you got Bush? If you definitely do if you haven't tried the best product from our sponsor today, Manscaped. Taking control of your bush is important. These products are so good, you're going to be showing pride in your new bush-free yard. It's a fact that you will have the best-kept nutsack on the cul-de-sac. Save big and be the most hygienic version of yourself by using our discount code FIREDUP for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. The grooming package that I highly recommend is the Performance Package 4.0. Inside the package is the Lawnmower 4.0. The electric trimmer is a bush's worst nightmare. This trimmer is designed to reduce grooming accidents and shave hair on loose skin thanks to the ceramic blade and advanced skin-safe technology. No need for night vision goggles. The trimmer has an LED light to allow you to mow the lawn in the dark. It's basic landscaping. Listen, when you trim the hedges, the tree stands a little taller. You know what I mean? Second best tool in the performance package is the Weed Whacker. This fine-tuned nose and ear hair trimmer will make your nasty nose pubes are under control. Instantly add some pep in your step with the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and the Crop Reviver Spray-On Testy Toner. With a performance package purchase, you get 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag with the patented high-performance reduced chafing Manscaped boxers. They have a bunch of other products on their website to help you maximize your confidence in grooming game. Get 20% off and free shipping with our code FIREDUP at manscaped.com. Listen, Kate Bush may be trending at the moment, but your bush needs some help. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use our code FIREDUP. It's time to level up from the Amazon to the Amadong with the ultimate bushwhacking tools from Manscaped. It's quite the read.
I like that one. I like that one. That's a new one, right?
It is a new one, yes.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yes, exactly.
I think it's my favorite one so far.
That is, yeah, exactly. Listen, I love Manscaped. The products are great. I talk about the boxers every single week. They're so comfortable. I have more, and I've some coming in the mail. They're great. But yeah, I mean, let's jump in. Let's talk some Flyers. So Thursday night, you have the draft, 5th overall pick. A lot of rumors swirling. I guess the biggest thing is the options that are available at 5 or who are going to be available. There's a lot of options because it seems like this year, more than any, there's really no definitive top group. It's just a collection of maybe 6, 7, 8 guys, and where they go is nobody knows. So, Mark, do you want to kind of tell me who you think? Go ahead, Dom.
I was going to say, is that a – I mean, and Mark can obviously answer this. You both can because you guys know way more about the prospects than I do. But is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing if you trust your team to draft the right player. Do you trust the Flyers to do that?
Yeah, that's the big part. I think, like with this pick, we don't even know really who's going to go 1, and that right. kind of makes things complicated because then that may affect the teams behind them. The Devils, Phoenix, Seattle. So and all those teams have different needs, but at the same time, it's hard to pass on two top potential top pair right shot defensemen. And if those guys go in the top three, the Flyers could end up getting a top flight player. We were talking before the show, Mike, about Logan Cooley potentially dropping. That would be a huge get for the Flyers if Logan Cooley fell in this draft. And the Flyers were able to pick him up. You don't think about that. You just go up there and you make that selection. So it's going to be really interesting. And we're going to hear a number of things between now, even now and Thursday night. It's going to right up until the time Montreal makes their selection. There's going to be rumors and innuendo about who's going to go number one.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like the whole Shane Wright thing, and obviously the projected number one pick for probably 2 years now at this point. Like he gives me a lot of like Nolan Patrick vibe, where like they were talking. It's the Shane Wright draft. Remember the whole entire year leading up to Nolan Patrick's draft, it was the Nolan Patrick draft, and then he sure climbed up the charts or the boards, and Slafkovsky's kind of doing the same thing. So Shane Wright gives me a lot of Nolan Patrick vibes. I think he'll be a better NHLer and probably have a more successful career than Nolan Patrick. But the similarities are very odd.
Right. And it could be. I mean, if Montreal goes Savlovsky, I mean, the Devils are the team looking for. They're involved in all kinds of rumors about potentially even trading the second pick. I mean, before Kevin Fiala was traded to the Kings, he was one of the guys that people were talking about for Jersey to pick up, and that the second overall pick could be involved. There's rumors out there about them talking to Vancouver about JT Miller and adding him. Like, there's all kinds of things that there's all kinds of scenarios that could play out with this. I think there's a difference between, whereas like in the Nolan Patrick draft, the Flyers were pretty much just going to take whoever Jersey didn't. And now it's kind of, there's going to be about 3 or 4 guys there that they're going to have legit upside, whether it's Cooley falls, whether it's going to be Simon Nemec and David Jurasek. Jurasek's my personal favorite. I would like them to take him, but Cutter Gauthier is another one. Like, centerman. He's shot up draft boards.
What are the chances Wright falls out of? He's gonna go top 2, right?
Yeah,
like he can't fall any lower than 2.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah. I gotta think he goes 2. It really starts to get dicey, I think, after that. Because I mean,
only in a Flyers draft, whenever they just,
well, that's the way
they draft high. Yeah,
it has to go that way.
Yeah, it's Philly. It's just Philly. Yeah, the Sixers took Fultz. They could have Tatum. It's
right. Right.
It's just Philly. It's not just the Flyers. It's Philly.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, it's going to be really interesting. I don't think that there's any real. I think there may be a trade scenario where the Flyers may trade back even.
Yeah.
But as far as trading that pick, the Alex DeBrincat rumors and those types of things, I don't know that that's a realistic possibility for the Flyers. I don't even know that Chicago is really all that interested in trading him to begin with, other than maybe kicking tires. I mean, they're
due
kind
diligence,
doing due diligence. I mean, he's 24 years old. If they were to strip it down to the studs and rebuild, I mean, they're probably going to be DeBrincat's young enough to where he could be a part of the solution in 3 to 5 years.
Right.
So I don't know that that's any real possibility. But if the Flyers, I could see a scenario where the Flyers move back in this draft and try to pick up a second rounder. They don't have a second rounder this year or next. So
yeah. So if they do move back, is that getting a veteran in here, or
I mean,
picks, do you think?
It'll probably be picks, but
you probably move back to 8, 9, 10, and then pick up a second round pick along the way. Like, that's the thing there's so much uncertainty with this draft. Where like a guy like Matt Savoy, a lot of people love Matt Savoy. I'm seeing him go from anywhere from 3 to like 14.
I love this kind of draft.
It's crazy. So
yeah,
you could see. I mean, he looks like he has all talent in the world. You could see a scenario where the Flyers trade back to 8, 9, 10 and still grab a guy like Savoy.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to talk about the DeBrincat stuff a little bit. Obviously that's the kind of the big rumor. It would take more than 5 to get that done, though, right?
Yeah,
I would imagine.
I would imagine so. Chicago's, I think they're pretty much biding their time to get out of these Kane and Jonathan Tays contracts.
Yeah.
And once that happens, I think they're going to go through a long, arduous process.
Yeah.
And so like picks and prospects probably seem
5th
like
overall, Tyson Forrester and Morgan Frost, something like that.
probably something like that.
Yeah.
And there's, I mean, even DeBrincat has, it's not a question of talent with him at all.
Yeah.
But the Flyers would be lucky to get him. He's an outstanding player, but I believe he's a free agent in 2 years.
He is, correct.
Right.
And you have to be pretty certain that he's going to want to be here in the next 2 years. I would like to think that things would be on the up for the Flyers and he would love to be a part of the solution, but I thought that this year too. So
right. Shit in one hand, wishing the other. See which one gets filled up first.
Right. The bottom fell out of it this year. So yeah. I don't know that like and the Flyers have the cap obstacle here, like where they have to look at adding guys. They gotta do this addition by subtraction type of thing. JVR makes the most sense, but to add DeBrincat, and then you add that Ryan Ellis layer. Joel Farabee's not coming back till November. There's all these other things now. It's not just about making a big splash this summer. The Flyers have to be really diligent about how they go about this.
Yeah, and that's why I think, bringing up the Ryan Ellis uncertainty, that's why I think if all things are equal, if a Logan Cooley doesn't fall, if a Wright or Slafkovsky doesn't fall, that's why I think they will go like a Juracek. Just because of the uncertainty at the position.
Right.
And like long term, who's the answer on the back end for this Flyers team? Like, is it Provorov? The end of the year press conference, and obviously he's just pissed off, but like the end of the year press conference and just the play on the ice. I don't know if he's the answer long term. I like some parts of Sanheim's game, but other parts of Sanheim's game drives me crazy. So I just think to get a stabilizing guy on the back end, think Alex Pietrangelo 2.0. I kind of think Juracek matches up well with that comparison, but that's why I think Juracek's probably the best fit.
Yeah, and I wrote about this for the site recently, and when it comes to if you were to narrow it down to who you would want, I think Nemec and Juracek make the most sense for the Flyers when you consider their needs match up perfectly in terms of like there's not a lot of depth on this defense on the right side, especially without Ellis. He's such a X factor for this team, and it drug Provorov's game down last year playing with bottom pair guys. Not that I'm going to be an apologist for Provorov, but it's just he was playing with Justin Braun a lot of the year, and
yep.
It's hard to play. It's hard to carry that many minutes, the minutes that he plays, and have to do it with a partner that just isn't on the level with you. I'm sure that's very difficult. But Ellis is the X factor for this entire defense. I think Ristolainen isn't going to play up, and although I thought he played well last year, he's not going to play up on your top pair.
You don't want him to.
Yeah, you don't want him to. Ronnie Adder, to me, he looked like he needed more time in the AHL to get that seasoning and things like that. They don't have a lot of options there, so it's hard to acquire guys like that. And the best way to do it is through the draft. How
in the world did Ryan Ellis get hurt? 9-10 months ago almost, and they still don't know what his status is for next year. It's baffling.
Yeah,
it was like the 4th game of the year too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he only played about 4 games, I think.
Yeah, four games, 5 points in 4 games.
Yeah, he was great in those 4 games.
Yeah, he certainly was.
We saw him in the 3rd game.
Yeah, against Seattle.
We went to the game in Seattle. Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah,
was awesome.
That was the last time they looked good.
Probably, yeah. It went downhill from there.
Yep.
Yeah, that was That was a great game. I remember.
Yeah,
that game.
yeah.
Uh,
They scored. They scored like 7 goals or something, or 7 or 8 goals.
7-2 or 6-2,
Yeah.
something like that.
There's a couple really good fights in front of us. Yeah,
Nick
it was
Seeler went
crazy.
nuts in a fight in that game. Yeah, I do remember that.
There was like a
fought,
fuck you
Daniel
hacksaw.
Leskiak, I think. He's
Yeah, it was. I think it was
7
Lex, yeah.
inches taller than him, giving
Yeah.
up like
Yeah.
40 pounds.
Dude,
Yep.
it was the first time Hacksaw was back. It was like, fuck Dave Hacksaw. Yeah, it was crazy. It felt like a playoff game. Like, really. I mean,
Yeah.
it was, the beginning of the end.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm just trying to think of the draft stuff. I mean, I kind of want to go back there a little bit. You mentioned Cutter Gauthier. I think he kind of fits what the Flyers are about in the sense of like it's a big guy, and he has a skill. Like when's the last time, like the Flyers either find the guys that are big and slow or small and they just don't have speed for any guy really, honestly.
Yeah.
But the guy that has both, like it is really intriguing to me. He could probably be a 30. I don't want to say 40 because it's probably too optimistic, but he could probably be a 30 goal scorer.
Yeah. He's really, really gifted, and he's moved up a lot of draft boards.
Yep.
A lot of teams, I believe it was, or a lot of mock drafts. I believe it was Corey Promens from The Athletic a couple weeks ago. Bob McKenzie, they all have Cutter Gauthier going 5 to the Flyers, and he's. I think the real question about him though is they're not too sure if he's going to play wing or center at the next level. I don't even know that they know what he's going to do in college, if he's going to play wing or center in college. And that doesn't seem like a terrible thing to worry about. But
especially with the Flyers, because like they're taking the best possible player that they could find. Like it's like they're not going to look at it. In my opinion, they're not really going to look at it and say like, oh, we're going to take the winger or this. Like they're just going to take a guy and it needs to be the best possible player.
Take the best player available.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and that'll vary too. I mean,
yeah.
most teams, their boards vary significantly. Who they consider the best player available. There's a little bit of I don't know if it's everybody looks at every team has a different view of that, and
for sure.
So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what the Flyers have in mind with the 5th pick, but I know Bob McKenzie's mock draft tends to be as close to how it goes, I think, in the draft. So he has them taking Cutter Gauthier. So we'll see if that comes to fruition or not. But I think if I were them, I would look defense first. If Nemec or Jurasek, either one of them are available, it's too difficult to acquire guys that have that kind of potential in a trade or free agency. You pay or an outrageous sum of, there's just not that many hit the market. So I think it's really important that they prioritize defense, but that's just my opinion. I would certainly be happy with any of those forwards.
Who out of the two, Nemec or Juracek, do you have a preference?
Probably Jurasek. I think that's really too, like, he's had that knee injury. I think that scares a lot of people off. Nemec apparently is very, very talented. I've not seen either one of them play all that much.
Nemec, I feel like gets more of the way people have been talking about him is he's more flashy. Whereas like is it your Sec or your Czech? I've been saying Czech. I could be completely wrong, but
I'm not sure either.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. The foreign names always screw me up. But,
we'll find out when they make
the
pick.
I know one guy in this chat that you definitely can't ask that question to. That's me.
Okay, that makes sense. But no, boy, he's more well-rounded, kind of a two-way guy. But I just like his size on the back end, which is what I really like.
Yeah, and it's hard. I mean, it's hard to. Jurasek seems a little bit more physical. It's hard to find guys. It's hard to teach guys that. There's some guys, they just don't play like that. And in addition to all the untapped offensive potential, the big shot, there's all those intangibles there. And both of them, in both their cases, they've played against men, and that they could be here in relatively short order and that shouldn't be the driving factor for the Flyers of why they take this player, that he's going to be here sooner than another prospect. That goes back to that whole take the best player available thing.
Yeah.
But with the highest upside, but it for Jurasek or Nemec, I mean, like either one of them could be here in a year, and
Yep.
that could really change the outlook of things. Cap wise, talent wise, that's one thing you don't have to worry about. Then you would go for, I would believe, with Provorov and either Nemec or Jurasek on the top pair for the future, and then you're set in terms of like trying to build around those guys.
Yeah, because who knows if Ellis will be ready by then.
Yeah, we don't even know. So
It's so brutal. Do you think they? I mean, I feel like goalie. No, you can never have enough goalies. But with this whole Ivan Fedotov story, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But like, I imagine they're going to take a goalie at some point in the draft, right?
probably, I would imagine they would. You can never have too many. They're like
Exactly.
pitchers in baseball. Like
Yep.
you can never have
like,
too many goalies.
It's like the Eagles, the quarterback factory. You know,
Yeah,
the Flyers,
exactly.
the goalie factory. Let's go.
that would be perfect. Yeah, I mean they re-signed Felix Sandstrom. I'm sure he's going to come out for the job. They may go and look for a veteran backup, somebody at least to push Sandstrom or whoever is going to be available. The Fedotov thing is incredibly
It's bananas.
unfortunate, and
Yeah.
and it's so much. It feels ridiculous to harp on the hockey part of it. You
It's
know,
so
Right.
much deeper than that.
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
so
it's
much
like-
more.
Just human beings. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
it's so much more than hockey.
It's such it's such an unfortunate circumstance, and for a kid that was had just signed to ZLC and was planning to come over, for that to happen the way that it did, is really sad and unfortunate.
Yeah,
you know?
he's what 25, 26, something like that, and
Mhm.
he's being forced to go to war right now, but pretty much like
Yeah.
and I feel like it's more that Putin and the government over there is just kind of making him an example for the younger players over there. Like
Sure.
you're not leaving. Like it's
Right.
like it's not because he's draft evading. It's because he wanted to leave the KHL and go to the NHL. Like that's
Right.
essentially what they're doing here, and it's
Right.
unfortunate for him for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
And-
it sucks.
And also, like, here's the thing: it's like draft dodging. That's what they're calling it. I'm not. I don't know. I don't know exactly if that's what it is. But to them, it's draft dodging. Listen, even people in this country have gone to jail for draft dodging. But then it's like a whole nother thing where like you poison the guy. You put him like he went missing for a little bit. I think didn't he? Like nobody knew where he was, and then they're like shooting him up with shit, and then like now he's on like the top of the world right now, like literally like
Yeah, he's on the Arctic.
yeah.
Yep.
It's insane what is happening. It's a movie, really. The script is literally writing itself. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So apparently, and everything, a lot of things I know about hockey come from the 32 Thoughts podcast, right? It's a great podcast.
Absolutely.
Recommend everybody listen to it. But so they were talking a little bit about it, and apparently in Russia you have 2 years of military service that like you must do or whatever. So
It's
he
between
played
18 and 25.
Right. Well, he played for CSK Moscow, which the team over there. And if you play on that, it counts like towards your military service. He played 1 year there, so he basically would have had to play another whole year there instead of coming over. Yeah, instead of coming over. So if he just played one more year, probably wouldn't have been an issue. Essentially.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, as far as like the goaltending, and I would imagine that they would at least look to some veteran journeyman backup to.
Think
kind of
Martin
push
Jones is
somebody.
back.
I can't imagine that he would be back. I mean, based on the merit of his play, I don't know that he would be back. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of goalies out there.
I was just about to look that up.
Free agency. I feel like there's a lot of goaltenders, so they'll have some options to look at guys. But I would like them to take a good look at Sandstrom. I went to a game. I saw the Phantoms play in Hershey this year, and I believe it was like the third game in 3 nights for the Phantoms. The Bears were coming off like 3-4 days rest, and Sandstrom, the Phantoms lost that game, but Sandstrom was outstanding. The Phantoms lost 1-0, and he was
Oh.
incredible. And he stood on his head in that game. And that was the only time I had seen him other than his cup of coffee with the Flyers. But he was really, really good. And I wasn't too sure why they hadn't taken a look at him before that. But he's somebody that I think has potential to step into that role, and it'd be cheap. Cap space is an absolute premium for the Flyers, and if Sandstrom could come in there and play at a backup an NHL backup level, that'd be huge for the Flyers in terms of saving, a couple $100,000 here, a couple $100,000 there. You can go and improve other areas.
Yeah, I kind of expected Fedotov and Sandstrom to kind of battle for that backup spot.
Yeah.
But without Fedotov there, do you just want to hand the reins over to Sandstrom so easily? I don't know. Here's a list of the free agent goalies. So they're not going to be able to afford Fleury. Probably not, right? Koskinen, Kemper. These guys are, then you get kind of the tier B of the free agent goalies. Thomas Greiss, Yaroslav Halak, Corey Schneider, Braden Holtby, Martin Jones, Jack Campbell. And then it falls off after that.
Yeah.
So do you do a Yaroslav Halak who's 37 years old, or do you go with the devil and Martin Jones again?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough that's a tough thing. I'm not sure what their plan is there. I can't imagine that they had anticipated any of this with Fedotov.
No.
So
No.
I would imagine that the plan would be to bring in a journeyman backup, and Martin Jones may end up being the only option they have. Maybe he wants to come back. I'm not really sure where that stands, but he was not great last year in a lot of the game. I mean, the Flyers were a disaster defensively most of the season, but and that hurts goaltending. But I don't know that if there's interest there, but they maybe they'll be able to revisit that, and he's willing to come back for relatively cheap.
Yeah, absolutely. So before we let you go, I had one question. So if you're in Chuck Fletcher's chair, one move you'd make if you're on the job, one move that must be made.
Free agency or
free agency,
draft?
trade, draft, whatever.
Oh man,
whatever you think the biggest issue.
Put him
is.
right on the spot.
I did put him on the spot, exactly.
Oh shit! I keep hitting this fucking microphone. Sorry, guys.
I remember seeing, it may have been the 32 Thoughts column, Elliot Friedman's 31 Thoughts column, or 32 Thoughts column, and he had talked about whether or not the Flyers would go after that big fish or not, or potentially look at 3 or 4 cheaper pieces to fill more holes. And I think if I was Chuck Fletcher, I would probably be looking that way too. I don't know that it makes sense for the Flyers to go and they would have to have the cap space to do it, and they currently don't have that cap space, but a Johnny Gaudreau signing I don't
Forsberg?
know. Forsberg would be a great addition. I think he'd actually be a better fit than Gaudreau. But Johnny Gaudreau, Alex DeBrincat, these are all outstanding players, and it's not about, at least to me, adding talented players. The Flyers are going to get a certain they're going to get to a certain level next year just by being a lot healthier than they were last year. And if you're adding on to that, you're getting a healthy Sean Couturier back. You're getting Kevin Hayes for a full season. Joel Farrell will be back at some point. And then everybody else that you're factoring in, assuming Konechny is here, all those guys, and that he can be better. Cam Atkinson, a better year from Oscar Lindblom.
Then you had the Torts factor.
And then Torts having Torts come in and being able to push these guys to a different level, hopefully. I think it would be better to look. One of the players that I would really like for them to be interested in free agency, and I would try my damnedest to get him, would be Valery Nikushkin from the Colorado Avalanche. He fits I think he fits the Flyers' needs way better than any of these other guys that we're hearing about, whether it's DeBrincat or Gaudreau. He's not as good as them, but he's also he was a very essential part to that Colorado
He
Avalanche.
was red hot in the Cup final,
Cup,
or the whole playoffs. But
yeah.
He was on a mission.
He checks all the boxes: the size, the skill. He kills penalties. There's all kinds of things and I think putting him on a top line with Sean Couturier could be really, really tough to play against. He's somebody that's out there. I think Colorado's interested in re-signing him, so I don't know that he'll even be an option. But it'll be he would be at the top of my list. Assuming that they can't go get that big fish, I would be looking at maybe a tier below that, where you could still get someone who can help you, and you're not throwing upwards of $8-9 million per year at a guy who's on the wrong side of 30. It just seems, considering where they were this year, it seems like a really, really poor investment, especially with the fact that we don't know what's happening with Ryan Ellis. We don't know when Joel Farabee is going to be back. We hope that Sean Couturier's back is going to hold up. He had back surgery this past year. So there's a lot of question marks there. But I think I would prefer depth over the one big fish in free agency. I know that's a week away, or a week or two away, but
it is a week from tomorrow.
A week from tomorrow?
Yep.
So I would look at the Valery Nikushkins of the world. I really like Ilya Mikheyev from the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I like Mikheyev a lot. Yeah, absolutely.
He would be a nice get, I think, for them. Another guy, big guy, could skate.
I got a question for you too. So I know we're we're trying to like get off the Flyers talk, but
sure.
Now the one thing that I haven't heard many people talk about this offseason, and it's because it happened at the trade deadline. He played here for a little bit, but just when he came in here, I kind of felt not like a little bit of a jolt, but like in the press conferences and the interviews, you kind of hear him say, there isn't a ton of leadership, and I want to get in this locker room and jolt it up a little bit. I'm paraphrasing, but Tippett, what are your opinions on him?
I really like Owen Tippett.
Yeah,
I think at times last year he looked. There were times where he looked really good. I think he hit. He hit more posts last year.
Yeah, it was like on the power play too. Trade. It was like a jolt. Like it was,
Yeah, and he has a wicked shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're going to start falling at some point. And then at other times, he just looked like a young player to me. I felt that same way about Morgan Frost, who I think's a really gifted kid, but he's had a lot of. It just hasn't come as naturally to him at this.
And also
level.
like Frost, like I don't know, like I don't know how good he's going to be, how good he's not.
Right.
I'm not sure. But like when you trot him out there on the fourth line every night, it's like you're not really giving him a chance to succeed. You know what I mean? I felt like that like for his first 2 years, it was just like, yeah, go play like the third or fourth line, and you have to succeed. Like especially with these guys that he's playing with, like give him a chance to succeed.
Yeah, and him and Tippett played well together. They played, I believe, the major junior tournament together for Team Canada. They looked good together.
I believe they were in the same draft too back in 2016, was it?
Yeah, they may have been the same draft.
Yeah.
But to go back to your original question, I mean I really like Owen Tippett, and I think he was also like kind of an insurance plan to a guy like Wade Allison, who is another big guy, can skate, can really shoot the puck, but he can't stay on the ice. He can't stay healthy. So I think Tippett was one of those guys that they brought him in to kind of as a fallback plan for them. But I expect him to be on the team next year, and he's going to have a regular role. Hopefully he'll play on the power play, because that shot will definitely be an asset on it.
Right, and I don't think he was going to come in to be like a 40-goal scorer or anything like that. Like, no. But I just kind of liked that. I liked his attitude when he came in. It just kind of seemed like he was going to go out there and try to take it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, they tried him in a couple. He played with Frost. He played well, I thought, when he was put on a line with Frost. I thought he played
Yeah.
well. I think at one point he was playing with Joel Farabee and Kevin
Yeah,
Hayes
yeah,
for a
yeah.
little bit,
Mhm.
and they were good. They looked good together. So um, they'll go through all that in training camp and things like that. We'll see, who's playing, who, the chemistry and how guys take to each other for in camp and things like that. But I think he's a part of the solution moving forward. And the Flyers need guys on contracts, like they need guys on cheap contracts,
Yeah.
and uh,
But
Tippett and Frost will be those guys for them.
yeah, that's why if I was Chuck Fletcher, the one move I would make is I don't care who, find somebody to take JVR because I think that it'll open up so many things for you to add in a Jushkin, for you to add Mikheyev, those types of guys.
Right.
Because that $7 million cap hit it's just an anchor. at
It's
this
tough.
point. Yeah.
Say hypothetically they don't trade him. Are you buying him out?
No, absolutely not.
Neither am I. Yeah,
No.
I'd rather eat the $7 million.
Yeah,
for a
because
year.
I don't think
Yeah.
they're gonna really compete for a cup this year anyway.
That's
I don't
all
want
I'm
that hurt.
saying.
I don't want that hurting them to do a year, 2, 3 years down the line. So no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why pay him for the next 3-4 years? Just get rid of it. Like, just go with it for another year. And
Agreed.
because I'm seeing that everywhere. It's just like buy out JVR. No, I disagree.
I also
Yeah.
wouldn't trade a lot of talk about trading the 2024 first round pick from Florida. I wouldn't trade that to get rid of him
Yeah.
either.
No.
I would like them to get rid of him, but I'm not giving up a premium asset for it.
Yeah, and it doesn't make any not when there's a year left on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, so, like, no, go ahead.
No, it was with 1 year left on a deal to buy out a contract on the last year.
Right.
I mean, the benefits aren't even that great. I don't think in terms of like cap.
I'd
the
have
cap
to look, but
ramifications.
yeah.
I'm not sure that they open up like that much space or anything like that. The interesting thing is, I think, is that would be fun. Would be JVR sticking around for a year with the way that he plays and playing under John Tortorella, and what kind of would probably spend a lot of the time in the press box.
In the press box.
Yeah. I can't imagine a coach like John Tortorella enjoying coaching a James Van Riemsdyk, especially at this point in his career.
Yeah, I don't see them having lunch together.
No, so that seems like that could be.
And like the whole JVR thing too. It's like if you get the best version out of him possible, it's good for the Flyers. If you're not, like, it probably means the Flyers are not competing very much. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So I just don't see the buying out making sense.
So according to Cap Friendly, if you buy him out, he will have a cap hit next season of $4.3 million, and then 1.3 the following year.
Yeah, and it just, I mean, they need every cent to count, and if they can move, I mean, he did score 25. I think he scored 25 goals last year, and it's very, very like teams will pay for scoring. Like they're always looking for it. Maybe not at 7 million. Maybe you have to retain some salary there or whatever. But that doesn't seem like a major issue. If that's the only obstacle you have, they'll be able to get rid of him to move that deal. So
and it kind of goes to what I'm saying too. Like even if the Flyers are having a bad season and he's having a good season, you got something to trade. You know, you're not going to get anything for him, but
right.
The other teams are going to have to pay him a year. Oh.
Yeah. Especially at the deadline, teams are always looking for for guys to add for their stretch run. So we'll have to wait and see with that, but I would imagine that would be the first like order of business for them. The first significant move we see is probably going to be a Van Riemsdyk deal if they can make one.
It's going to be tough. I mean, you think of Ghost getting moved for a second round pick. It's going to be tough, but I think, like you said, the 25 goals, people pay for goals, and hopefully they can trick somebody into giving something. I don't care if it's a 6th round pick, 7th round pick, whatever. Just get rid of it.
Yeah.
So, dude, I'll take a McFlurry machine from McDonald's. It doesn't even work.
I was gonna say it's always broken. What are you taking that
that's
for?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, Mark, I appreciate
McFlurry since like 08.
Mark, I appreciate you jumping on. Keep killing
Thanks,
it
guys.
on the website.
Yep.
So Well,
Thanks, guys.
when the season comes closer, we'll have you on again, talk some
Great.
Flyers, do a preview.
Yes,
That sounds
yes,
good.
absolutely.
We'll have to do that.
I can't wait until after the draft to read what you got. So
Yeah, there we'll have plenty of stuff on there for sure.
yep.
Absolutely, awesome. All right,
right.
well, we'll talk to you.
All right,
See ya.
guys. Thanks.
That's it. All right, there goes some Flyers talk.
Yep.
Been a while. I finally get the juices flowing.
Yeah, I mean it's tough too because
It's a little hurtful. I mean, already.
What's that? Oh wow!
Hashtag bring Mark back. That didn't take long.
Whoa.
Let me get him on the phone.
Yeah. No, he's been such a great addition to like what we're
absolutely.
doing here.
He's been huge.
He's the best. So
I can't thank the people that are writing for us enough. Just the dedication they have, and it's awesome stuff too that they're writing, and it's it's definitely awesome. But I assume you don't have trivia this week, right?
Well, I did, but it was for you and Christian specifically. So
what does that?
It was a team thing. Like I needed both of you. Not that you couldn't.
You can't do it just me.
Well, it was another time thing. Like remember how a couple weeks
That's
ago?
fine. That's fine. Do it. That's fine. Listen. No offense to Chris. I love Chris. I got most of those last week. I didn't need him.
2 weeks ago? What I forget.
Or 2 weeks ago. Sorry, it was 2 weeks ago.
Was it?
What?
What I forget. What exactly was it?
The question? It was I forget how many, 6 or whatever it was of the teams that have the same name,
right.
The multiple names in different sports.
Yeah.
I probably butchered the way.
Now I gotta bring it up.
I figure we're 40 minutes in. I figured that, if you had trivia, this would be the time to do it.
I just wasn't ready. Let's see if I can find it.
Dom, you're always supposed to be prepared.
Listen, man, I jumped on at 8:56. we got some issues here. I don't know if everybody can tell. I'm struggling here. I am struggling. It is hot. Okay, so I actually had this whole big trivia thing going. I really want to save it till next week because
fine. We can save it.
It's probably gonna take us like 10 minutes.
That bad, huh? All right, fair. Listen, we can save it.
To carve out some time for that.
We could save it for next week.
No, I promise it's not a you thing. It's literally like, I wish I could give you hints, but I don't want to give you hints because you'll start thinking about it. And I want it to be genuine, like the question, on air, on live air. So, I'd prefer to save it till next week.
All right, that's fine. Let's save it till next week.
These specific questions. It sucks because the route I was gonna go had to do with the 4th of July and like.
Okay.
So it didn't really work out too well this week. So it has to be. We gotta wait till next week. Sorry, guys.
Okay, fair enough. Listen, if you're by yourself, do you want me to pull out a random baseball team? Do you want to do something like that?
Let's do it. Fuck it. Let's go.
All right. I just put in a. You're not gonna get this.
I mean,
who knows?
Chris is 1,000 times. Dude, he's fucking pulling names out of his ass.
Oh, it's nuts.
Like,
but
I don't understand.
I think you'll get most of this roster.
Okay.
Okay. The 2000.
Also, real quick,
ahead.
We got to bring back the Who Am I too.
We can. We can bring that back. It's been a while.
Yeah, man. I don't know. All right, good. Hit me.
I can bring it back. The 2006 Minnesota Twins.
Ooh. Okay. All right. So off the dome, I got Joe Mauer, catcher.
Yep.
Justin Morneau at first.
Correct.
What the hell? Orlando? At second?
No.
Oh, man. Nick Punto?
He was a third baseman.
Third base? Okay. Because he played second, third, and short. I wasn't sure where he was at that point. JJ Hardy? Is he on that roster? Shortstop?
No.
No? Okay. Torrey Hunter in center. I know that.
Correct.
Johan Santana was a pitcher. Was he there?
Johan Santana was there, yes.
Okay. I'm going all over the place right now.
That's fine.
Jesus. So I got catcher, first, third, center, and a pitcher.
Yeah, you need second, short, left,
and
right. And they also had a DH, but I'm not going to ask you for that.
It wasn't like Visquel at shortstop, was it?
No.
Okay. Man, I'm just thinking of the dome, like the like their field. Their like right field had those like black tarps and shit. Man, I got nothing.
So, I mean, I don't know if you want me to give you a hint. Their second baseman was more known probably as a Florida Marlin.
Dan Ugla?
No.
No. Was he
was
with the Marlins after or before?
He was with the Marlins before he went to the Twins. So from 96 to 05.
I got nothing. Not without Chris.
Luis Castillo.
Luis Castillo, okay.
And then the shortstop, you probably wouldn't get him. He played for the Twins, the Rays, and then the Padres.
Oh, wait, hold on. It's not like... No, Ikamura was like a second baseman. No, I got nothing.
Jason Bartlett.
Oh, Jason Bartlett, okay. Because he was kind of similar to Eric Bruntlett, like name-wise.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And then their left fielder
I think that's where I got confused with J.J. Hardy, like a white shortstop.
Right.
Yeah.
You probably were never going to get the left fielder. He played 5 years with the Twins, and that's his only MLB experience. Lou Ford.
Never heard of him.
And
for the right fielder, would I get it? Like, is it a name that I know?
Yeah, you would know.
It's not like Gabe Kapler or some shit, is it?
No. He played...
Paco Baldelli?
No, he played 11 years with the Twins, 3 with the Rockies, 1 with the Mets.
In that order?
Yes.
Say it one more time. 11?
11 for the Twins, 3 for the Rockies, 1 for the Mets.
Not like... Oh, shit.
He also played a little bit of corner.
Like Michael Gadire?
Yep, there it is.
Yeah, okay. He won like 3 batting titles in a row with Colorado.
Right. Yeah.
And then who are the pitchers? It was Johan Santana.
Yep.
There was a young guy.
There was a young guy in here. Yep.
Shit. He played for Pittsburgh too, right?
He did.
Yeah, I know exactly. Dude, honestly, I can't remember his name.
He only retired
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He was young. He was like, supposed to be really good.
He was 22 years old this year.
He was supposed to be really, really good, and he just was like, okay.
So he played for the Twins, the Pirates,
yeah.
the Blue Jays, the Tigers, the Astros, and the White Sox.
He wasn't like Santana too.
No.
I know
he
is
Dominican. He is Dominican. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit.
It's on the tip of your tongue.
Diaz. No.
Francisco Liriano.
There it is. I knew it. Lefty, right?
He is a lefty.
Yeah.
You got his whole entire bio except his name.
Yeah. I could tell you his height, his weight, just not his name.
Yep. So you got 2 pitchers.
Does it fall off after that?
They let me see here. You probably know the other one. But you should. I mean, the other one played 2 seasons with the.
Give me the teams.
He played 2. He started his career 2 seasons with the Phillies.
Oh, what year?
02 and 03.
Okay.
And then he played for the Twins for 4 years. Then he played 2 with Seattle, and then 1 for the Cubs.
Man.
Nothing.
No, I got nothing.
Carlos Silva.
Okay. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have got
that. You probably won't get this guy, but he played for the Twins for 12 years. That's a decent amount of time to play for him.
Joe Nathan? No, I don't know.
He was their closer.
Okay, who was he? He only played for the Twins? This guy?
Yeah, 12 years.
Jesus.
Right-handed pitcher from Wisconsin.
I got nothing. I don't know.
Brad Radke.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Boof Bosner or Bonzer? Bonzer?
Oh, Bonzer, okay.
I don't fucking know. His first name's Boof. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
And then the
He's
last guy
from Alabama.
Oh yeah, last guy Scott Baker.
I don't even know who that is.
It's a generic made up name.
Yeah. It's like the Barry Bonds in the video game.
Yeah, exactly.
They won't put his real name.
I was gonna do one more, but I don't know what team to pull up here.
Do it.
Right, listen, I don't know if Don, are you listening? Throw out a random baseball team.
Yeah, let's go.
Post like 2005.
Yeah.
Don, you in there? Give a random baseball team post 2005. We'll see if Dom gets it. And now we're gonna sit in silence and wait for Don to answer. I'll give Dom.
It's kind of weird. It's been a while since it's just us two. So like
It has been. Yeah. So I don't know what to talk about.
It feels like a first date, right? Don't know what to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's awkward.
Exactly.
Man.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I was gonna stall, so it's fine.
No, I was just
think of
gonna
a
say
team.
like it was. I went to LA and then I came back and I think we had 1 or 2 shows and then you went away and
Yep.
and that's when I had all the writers on and then we had like, 3-4 weeks with Christian. So it's just been it's been a while.
Okay, so Don says the 2011 Angels.
Oh God, the Angels are a hard one. You had an Angels a couple weeks ago.
Did I? I think I did. Yeah.
It's tough because they're a West Coast team and they stunk at that point. So I don't even know if I could do that.
No?
Weaver,
on.
the starting pitcher.
Hold on. Where the fuck? Hold on.
Dude, I don't even know if I could name another guy on the team. Trout wasn't there yet.
Who'd you say? Weaver?
Weaver, yeah, was he even there yet?
Jared Weaver was there. Yes.
Okay, that was probably like the middle of his career. Like, Orlando Cabrera. I don't know.
Hold on. I just got out of it. Hold on.
Dude, I have no idea. I probably couldn't do the Angels.
All right. So catcher Jeff Mathis.
Okay.
First baseman Mark Trumbo.
Yeah, would have never got it.
Second baseman played for LA for how many years? A lot of years. Fucking 10 years. 9 years. Washington for 4. LA for 2. Philly for 1.
Oh, Howie Kendrick. Yeah.
Howie Kendrick. Yep. Who else do we have here?
Like Trout was 2012, I think, right? He was a rookie 2012.
Mike Trout. No, he played 40 games for them this year.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't a starter.
So that's another one, Mike Trout.
Yep. Eric Ibar.
Eric Ibar, yeah, shortstop.
Yep. See, it's coming back to you now.
Yeah, that's a weird time. Like frame.
About Alberto Calaspo.
Never heard of him.
Neither have I. Left fielder, you might be able to get. Let me see who he played for. He spent 12 years with Toronto, 2 years with the Angels, 1 year with the Yankees.
Left field. When was he with the Yankees? What year?
Yankees, he was 2013.
Oh man, I don't know. Can you give me another hint?
Let me see. What kind of, he's from Shreveport, Louisiana.
Thanks. Yeah, that really helps. Was he a good player?
He was a 3-time All-Star. He won the Gold Glove twice. In 2003, he was 8th runner-up for the MVP.
Oh, there you go.
And that year, he also won the Silver Slugger.
For left field. I was going to say like Jason Bay, but he didn't play for the Angels. He's from Toronto, but he played for Pittsburgh.
Do you give up?
Yeah, I got it.
Vernon Wells.
Okay.
Peter Borges.
He was a decent player.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, Peter Borges, yeah.
Borges?
Yeah, he played for the Phillies for like 5 minutes.
Right fielder, you said, with the Twins.
Oh, Michael Dyer.
No.
Yeah, it's the right fielder for the Twins.
No, right fielder, this guy also, he was on the right field for the Angels.
Okay, Torrey Hunter, yeah.
Yeah, Torrey Hunter,
Yeah,
okay.
I got
and
it.
then their DH, former Philly.
Michael Saunders.
No. Played outfield, more known for outfield.
Well, Saunders was an outfielder. What point was he at Philly?
98 to 05. I'm sorry, 06.
Marlon Byrd?
Nope. Big name. Big fucking name. Think a lot better than the guys that you've named. Yes, Bobby Abreu. There you go.
Yeah.
We got there.
Yeah.
We got the Don. You stumped the shit out of Don.
Yeah, you got me there. Like I said, it's kind of hard to do like a West Coast team that like wasn't that good at that time. Like, who were some of the pitchers?
Dan Herron.
Okay, Dan Herron.
Jared Weaver, you said Irvin Santana.
There you go. Okay.
Joel Pinheiro.
Okay.
And then a young Tyler Chatwood.
Okay. Who's the closer? Was it the K-Man?
Their closer is Jordan Walden.
Oh no. I thought it was the K-Man. K-Rod.
No.
Yeah.
No, he was not there. So there you go. Don stumped Dom.
Yep, you got me. Just listen, dude. Chris's back probably hurts on this segment because he carries us. So
It does.
yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the Sixers. Harden opts out. Expected to sign a contract. I don't know what's going on and why that hasn't been signed yet. It seems very odd to me.
It's gonna happen.
But like, why hasn't it?
You're just it's nailing out the small things. It's listen.
Yeah, but like, isn't that a
Yeah,
conversation that you have? Like, what? Like, why opt out then? Because you know you're going to sign with the Sixers on a better, quote unquote, better team friendlier deal. Like, you have the conversation. It just seems very odd to me that you're going to opt out and a deal is not hammered out in place when you do that.
I would legally I mean I know it happens, but they weren't really supposed to.
Sure,
yet.
they can. Yeah, he's under contract. You could talk about what.
No, he's not.
No, he was
between,
under contract at that point.
No, he wasn't. If you have to opt in to be on the contract.
Okay.
So listen, illegal NFL, NBA, it happens. You know what I mean? Like it's just the reality. Like illegal tampering happens. In fact, actually, the Knicks are getting in trouble for it with Brunson.
Oh, are they really?
Jalen Brunson, yeah. So. Listen, if this takes 2 weeks, that's fine because he's taking a hell of a whole lot less money than what he originally had. It's hammering out the little details. It's him. Look, he's partying in Miami with Embiid and PJ Tucker and Michael Rubin, who's no longer a minority owner. He's with Drake, Lil Baby. Like, it's crazy. Like, I don't know if you saw those videos.
I don't know who that last guy is, but sure.
Lil Baby, he's the rapper. So
never would have guessed.
But yeah, it's gonna happen. You keep like that's the thing. It's like the people that are saying like, "Oh, Philly's this close to getting Durant." Like it's just in a couple seconds. Like they're a hair away from getting him. Are the same people that are saying like it's they're gonna sign Harden tomorrow at 5:00. Like nobody knows. This is gonna happen within the next couple days. It's just kind of the reality of it. It's figuring out. Okay, is it 2 years? Is it 3 years? It's probably gonna be 3. Listen, I'd pay him $90 million for 3 years. You know what I mean? Like versus 1 year, 47 or almost $48 million, whatever it is. And listen, he was due for one more big contract, and he's not even going to get that. So like, listen, if it takes time, it takes time, and I trust everybody that's doing it. They brought in guys that he likes, and him and Embiid wanted, and it's going to work out. He's going to sign. It's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah, for sure. And then they also go out and sign PJ Tucker because apparently the 2013 Houston Rockets have really won a whole bunch of shit. So let's just get the band back together that didn't win fucking a thing.
Yeah, but now they have Embiid and Maxey.
Oh, sure. Some guy that's going to break down in the playoffs anyway. What does it matter?
All right.
I just like I just don't understand what the Houston Rockets did that makes this some sort of great thing. And then people
away from beating the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. What do you mean?
And then what did Harden do? He disappeared.
He came up small, but you know what? He's the second guy here. He's no longer.
He's going to have to be the first because your number one guy breaks down every year.
Okay, listen.
But listen, let's go out and get Kevin Durant because him and Harden also work well together.
They do work well. They went to a finals together, and then we're 6 inches away from being in an Eastern Conference finals. So yeah, they don't work out together. You're right.
When they go to the finals?
2012. Thunder.
Harden wasn't on that team, was he?
You want to bet? Yeah, you want to bet?
Harden goes back to. Are you
or
sure?
2011 rather. It was either 11 or 12. I forget what year.
I didn't realize that Harden was on.
It was Harden, Westbrook,
team.
Perkins, Durant, and Ibaka. It might not have been Perkins. It was Ibaka, Durant. God, I can't remember who was on that team, but it was Harden, Westbrook, and Durant were the guys. Harden might have been off the bench, but going into the playoffs, he was like getting more minutes.
What year was this?
It was either 11 or 12. I think it was
Well,
12.
in 11, Harden played 62 games, but in 12, he played 78 games for the Rockets and 4 for the Thunder.
Okay, so there's 11. It was
It
11.
was 2011.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was LeBron's second year. So in Miami. So LeBron, all 4 years I was in high school, LeBron made it to the finals. Fucking shoot me. So 2010 he lost to the Mavs.
No, 2011. Wait, no, 2011 was the Heat and the Mavs.
And then what was 2012?
2012 was
I thought Harden's first year was 12-13 because they traded him right after that finals.
I don't think so.
I'm 100% certain.
2012 was Heat and Thunder.
Okay, who was on the Thunder roster?
I'm looking at the rosters. Hold on, the Thunder rosters. He was there. Why the fuck did the thing I just said he played for the Rockets?
He got the other day I saw I could have sworn he got traded in 2013 the summer to Houston, but I saw something the other day that said 2012. So I was like, are we like in a parallel universe here? Because 2012 they were in a finals together. There's no way they were in a finals together and then they trade him. Maybe they do. Maybe they do trade him in the offseason that year.
Yeah, if they're failing to agree on a contract extension with the Thunder,
Yeah.
Harden was traded to the Rockets on October 27, 2012.
Okay, I thought it was sooner. I thought it was the summer, but yeah, I guess it was right before the season started.
No, he played 4 games.
Oh, okay. So then it
It
was
was 4 games
of
and
the
they
season.
traded him.
Which is weird to trade into a division rival. So
Yeah, well, basketball's bananas anyway.
yeah.
Back to Kevin Durant. I hate Kevin Durant.
You can hate him all you want. He's arguably one of the greatest scorers of all time.
He's a pussy.
Listen, off the court, you're not wrong. I mean, on the court, you could argue he's a top 5 scorer ever.
I just don't want to have to root for Kevin Durant.
Nobody said you had to root for him.
I mean, don't want the Sixers to win. I'm not a diehard Sixers fan, so I don't care.
You just sat here and said Embiid's a pussy, and
that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
He's gonna break down, and Harden's
he has
a bitch,
every year so far, hasn't he? And Harden disappears.
He hasn't
his
every
roster
year,
is
actually.
flawed.
He
What?
actually hasn't every year.
Embiid
Embiid.
hasn't broken
No.
down every year.
Nope, not in the playoffs. No, not every year.
Oh, you talking about the year to Atlanta where they lost in the second round?
He missed one game that year in that playoffs, the Washington game, and they actually wound up winning. But no, I'm talking about the last year they played Boston, and basically that year, yeah.
Okay. Great. The year that they lost in the second round, he only won one round. That's the year he doesn't break down.
It just sounds like you want to be a hater. So
I mean, it's a shtick at this point. Listen. I love Embiid. I love his talent. It's hard to rely on that because his body.
that's why
just
you get
does.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, because Kevin Durant's a loser. I hate Kevin Durant so fucking much. I don't know what he did to me. I just don't like him. It's a me thing.
It
Really.
sounds personal.
It's very personal. I hate Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to root for Kevin Durant.
Okay, that's fine. But
And
he's still
if
a
they
top
get
5
him, they'll have
scorer of all
to.
time.
And if they get him, they'll have to give up, Tyrese Maxey, who's
See
my
ya.
favorite player in the city.
See ya. See ya.
Tyrese Maxey has more balls in his pinky finger than
See
Durant has in his
ya.
entire body.
Immediately, I'll drive Tyrese Maxey to Brooklyn.
I hate Kevin Durant so much. Am I alone? Do other people feel this way?
I think Kevin Durant's one of those people. If you don't watch the NBA, if you don't appreciate him, even people that do watch it and appreciate basketball, I think that he's one of those people that a lot of people hate unless he's on your team.
Like, this might be saying a lot. I might hate Kevin Durant more than I hate LeBron James.
Please stop.
I swear.
That's too much. That's too much.
You know one thing.
He could be
LeBron,
number 2.
Hold on.
He could be.
No,
No. You're disappointing me. You're disappointing me. Okay.
You know one thing LeBron never did?
Oh, here we go.
He never demanded to be traded. He never requested for a trade.
You'll never see that. You'll never see that in the light of day. If that was ever true or not. That's fine. That's fine. He doesn't want to be traded, but he's went to free agency. He's dictated everywhere.
Sure, you're a free agent. That's what you do.
All right. Fine. You're a LeBron fan. I don't know what to tell you.
That's not what I said. I'm
what
not a
you're
LeBron
implying.
fan. I'm not a LeBron fan. I just said I think
you
I
really,
might.
You want to sit on LeBron's lap?
No.
What?
Hold on.
I'm just kidding.
This isn't a I love LeBron argument.
I don't know. It sounds like it.
No, this is I hate Kevin Durant more than I hate
Please,
LeBron.
we can't say this. If you want to put Durant too, that's fine. I don't know if I can let you do this. I don't know if I can let you do this for the sake of the pod. Like, I don't know, the sake of the website, the sake of the brand, the name. I don't know if I can let you do this.
I mean, it's a hill I'm willing to die on.
And guess what? As much as I'm crushing LeBron right now, did you see what 2K is doing? This like upcoming like NBA 2K video game.
No.
For the first 23 hours that you have the game, whether it's on the system, whether it's the actual disc, you put it in. For the first 23 hours of the game, you cannot play as LeBron. You can't play as LeBron.
Why?
Because it's a nod to Michael Jordan. He's the only player in history to be a 100 overall in the game.
Okay.
It's like a GOAT edition. It's like Michael Jordan's on the cover, I think, or something.
That feels weird.
It's strange. It's very strange. As I was gonna say, I was just crushing LeBron. It's very weird. Like, why is he the only one that's unplayable? Like for the first 23 hours.
Right. It's very odd.
It's weird. It's very weird.
Huh. I don't like that.
No, me neither. It makes no sense. Like, why does one go with it? Like, it doesn't. There's like no parallel. Like,
right. I thought it was like a good thing for LeBron. Like, I thought they were like showing LeBron love because isn't that the number he wears now?
He went back to 6, I think.
Did he? Oh.
Yeah, he's worn 3 or 4 different numbers since he's been in LA.
Yeah. He's been there for like 2 years.
Yeah, I know. He like changed halfway through the year. It was nuts. He's the only guy that's allowed to do it because he doesn't force his way out or anything like that.
At least he's not arguing with 12-year-old boys. On
that
Twitter.
You know of.
Sure, he just didn't get caught.
It's fair.
I'm a big Kevin Durant hater.
Which I said is
Kevin
perfectly fine. I understand that. Off the court, I think he's a lunatic, but like. I can't. I don't know if I can let you say that. Like, it's worse than LeBron. Like,
towards that, hatred. Like a number 3, I probably put LeBron. Number 2.
Stop.
Hold on. Number 2, maybe a Vladimir Putin.
Okay.
And number 1, maybe
I'll X right out. I'll X right out for Durant. I'll X right out. I'm not kidding. I'll X right out.
You're gonna have me do the show solo?
Yes. Don't say it. I will not let it. I won't let you do it. You're gonna risk the show?
Part of me wants to do it just to call your bluff.
I am. You know who I am.
I know you do.
I will X out right now.
I'll have to get down on the phone, and I'll have to fill in for the last 20 minutes.
Listen. You could have Vladimir Putin number 5 and Kevin Durant number 4, whatever number 3, and Kevin Durant number 2. But I can't do it. I can't let you do it. You can have 1A and 1B. This is strictly LeBron hate podcast.
Oh no, I definitely hate LeBron.
Fired Up.
I just hate Kevin Durant more.
We'll just be like Fired Up Sports, the LeBron hate podcast.
Oh God, that's funny. All right, I want to move on because I don't really care that much about what's going on. Like Harden signed, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Right. I don't care.
Yeah.
So we got 20 minutes left, and we could get out of here. But the Phillies. They lose 2 or 3 to Atlanta. When they won 2 or 3 to the Cardinals. I think they're a game and a half back of the Cardinals in the last wild card spot.
Yep.
They're playing some decent ball. I'll tell you what. The one thing that that I do like right now that I'm seeing, and obviously Harper's out of the lineup, but their bullpen in the last few weeks has looked really solid.
Yeah. Knables.
Especially when they took him out of the reliever role. Or out of the closer role.
Closer, yeah. Yeah. Listen, look, let's take it back a little bit. Atlanta, they are probably the hottest team in baseball right now. It's kind of you want to win those home games. But listen, it kind of didn't work out. Like I said, one of the hottest teams in baseball right now, if not the hottest. And then going up against St. Louis, 2 of 3. The Sunday night game was a lot of fun to watch.
Yep.
it was a packed house that night too. Sunday night baseball, the night before July 4th, you're off the next day. It was kind of like playoff baseball almost. It kind of felt
like that's a joke on MLB, the schedule makers. How do the Phillies not have a day game on July 4th?
It should be written. It should be like the 11th commandment, where like
Phillies. It should be it should be in the U.S. Constitution.
The Phillies should be, not only play on every 4th, they should be home every 4th of July.
Yeah. What's more America than Philadelphia?
Fuck Boston. I don't give a shit what Boston has to say. We are the founders. We are America.
Exactly.
So what better way? You know what I read today?
Their logo is red, white, and blue. Like it makes perfect sense.
Right. So you know what I read today? It was like pretty, like kind of caught my eye. I'm glad you actually brought that up. So Christmas Day is run by the NBA, right? In the sports world.
Yep.
Thanksgiving, football, right? You watch football all day.
Mm-hmm.
New Year's Day, is that it? It's hockey, right? New Year's is hockey.
I mean, I guess. I don't know how much people do it, but yeah, they have the Winter Classic, I guess, yeah.
Right, but they kind of rule the sports world that day, almost. You know?
You could argue. I mean, I don't know if they do it much anymore, but like college football, isn't that a big thing on New Year's Day? At least it used to be. I don't know if it still is.
I think with like the newer playoff formats,
they
push it back a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like mid-January.
I know it used to be a huge thing, New Year's Day. For college football.
But I would say like New Year's is kind of a hockey thing.
Yep.
Especially like 12 years ago when the Winter Classics, kind of started to take form, maybe like 08, 09, 2010. And then it's like baseball has the 4th of July. Like you have the 4th of July to do something. You know what I mean? Like I understand this whole new thing that they have where they play at the Field of Dreams field.
Yeah.
I get it. I like it. It's cool. But like you have an opportunity when during Thanksgiving, and not Thanksgiving Day, but like around that time, around Christmas time, around New Year's, all those sports are going on. You know what I mean? You still have the NFL going on. You still have college football going on. You still have hockey going on. You still have basketball. July 4th, the only thing that's going on is baseball, and it's like 25 of or 26 of the 30 teams or whatever it is played. Like there were like 6 teams that had off, and it's like I think they need to capitalize on it, and they just kind of don't. Like,
yeah, the problem.
Do something.
Yeah, the problem. Well, I feel like they do something for like Memorial Day is kind of a big thing for baseball. I feel like.
You think?
I mean,
what do they do on Memorial Day?
Maybe not. They don't want to do it. But like the thing is, I think it's different because, like, if you look at football, obviously, there's less games. So like the Christmas or Thanksgiving just is such a big thing. It's football. Nothing's going to trump football.
Right.
Basketball, there's 2 games on Christmas Day? No,
there's more. There's like it's
4
from,
maybe.
It's from
2
like
to 4.
It's from noon to
probably like 4.
I think 9 p.m. I think 9 p.m. is the last. It's more like 6 or 7.
Is it really that many?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all day. It's like every 2 hours a game starts.
Yeah, but like the winter,
noon to 9.
The Winter Classic's 1 game.
Right.
Like the problem
they're
is
growing that too. The Stadium Series and
but it's 1 day that game. Like
for sure.
New Year's Day is 1 game.
And usually during those games, I don't think anybody else plays, right?
Usually not. No.
Yeah.
Usually not. No. Whereas baseball, there's so many games in a season that you can't give. Dude, there can't be a day in the schedule where there's only 4 games, 5 games, like where you can focus on 1 game. I think it'd be really tough to do. And like, what's different? And what's different about a random baseball game on July 4th, where like there's different things, like it just feels different on Christmas, on Thanksgiving, on
absolutely
New Year's Day, because I don't know, just different.
But also like you and I don't get paid to figure that out. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So like,
yeah, sure.
Like it's the same thing with politics. It's like, well, how come one side says one side? I don't get paid to do that. Like I don't get paid to figure out. I'm the consumer. I'm the customer. These people get paid millions and millions of dollars to figure out how to entertain me. Like, do something, and that's fine.
And that's exactly why politics are fucked. That's our one thing about politics that we'll say is it's all about the money.
But
we'll never figure it out. That's
maybe on the 4th of July. Shit, I keep moving this computer. Maybe on the 4th of July, you have everybody play a day game or be over by 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. and then you have that night game where you do something different. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how to.
Well, I think they're trying to do different stuff. You mentioned the Field of Dreams game.
Yeah, I think that would be cool on the 4th of July.
They did, yeah. They also did the Do they still do the Williamsport game? I think they do, right? For the Little League
I
World
think
Series.
so.
I think they still do it. So they try to do different stuff, but how different can you get, I guess?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe like you know how when the season starts, it's like ESPN will play like the 12 o'clock or the 1 o'clock game, then like a 3:30 game, and then the night game. Like I don't know. Maybe you do something like that, like where you just put them on prime time because it's like I don't know. Aside from ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, like how much more prime time?
Yeah, they really don't. Like in order
Yeah.
to get like different baseball games, you have to like find it on the MLB
Yeah.
network does like regional coverage, or Friday night they have 2 games on Apple Plus every Friday.
Yeah. And then like that's the thing. It's like the NBA and look the NFL. People are gonna watch the NFL. Like you know what I mean? Like so when you have West Coast teams like the Raiders or the Broncos or even California teams like San Francisco, they start earlier out there so that over here it's a perfect time and because people are gonna watch
Yep.
no matter what. But it's like, dude, I haven't really watched the Angels this year because it's like they're a West Coast team and it's like the Dodgers. I haven't really watched much of it because it's tough. You know what I mean? Like
It is. I also think they
market
have
it a
to-
little bit better.
Yeah, but I also think they have to fix the issue of like baseball still in a tough spot because the games are like fucking 4.5 hours long.
Yeah.
So
But
it's
I'm
just
saying I
not
think
it's
this
not getting
helps a
people
little bit.
interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
I
if
thought-
people were
I thought-
interested, I don't know.
See that, but that's the thing. It's like the Sunday night game. I thought that flowed so well because listen, it's a night game. The place is packed. It's a
It's a long
meaningful
weekend,
game.
holiday weekend. Yeah.
It's perfect. Like
Yep.
like put the Angels on Sunday night. Like you know what I mean? I don't know. You want to watch the best players in the world? It's it's
Well,
tough.
yeah, especially you got 2 guys out there, Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. Like,
Yeah.
market that.
Right. You got the two best players in the world. It's I don't know. I wish I got paid the big bucks to figure it out.
Exactly. Listen, we got ideas for days.
Yep.
Back to the Phillies. But like
They were up 4-0 last I saw.
6-0 last I saw.
Okay. Schwarber with 2.
11-0
11-0. Okay.
was the final score.
I saw that apparently it's what's today? July 6th or 5th?
Today's the 5th.
It is the 5th, so
Yes.
it's just June 36th apparently to Kyle Schwarber because he hit 2 bombs tonight. at
Yep.
least.
I don't care if it's June 706.
Yeah,
Like I'm
yeah.
I'm cool with this this Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, we'll be at like June, like 101st when by the time September rolls around or
Right.
October. So
Exactly.
yeah, just it's like Groundhog Day. It's like the Truman Show. It's Groundhog Day. Just just keep him in the bubble, and we'll just every time he pulls the calendar up, it's it'll say June.
Exactly. I'm looking at Castellanos' stats. I was about to say, should we be nervous that he really hasn't gotten hot yet? But like, I think he's been fine recently.
Yeah.
But is he what you expect though?
No.
I expect a little better.
Of course. You were saying the same. We were saying the same thing about Schwarber until June. Sorry.
Even Schwarber's average is down. He's just hitting the cover off the ball right now.
Yeah, of course. But that's what I'm saying. Like back in
Oh,
April,
sure, yeah,
May, we
absolutely.
were saying, "Where's Kyle Schwarber?" At least he was hitting homers.
Yep.
and then June came around, and although what's his do you know what his average is right now?
Castellanos or Schwarber?
Schwarber.
I can get it. 1 second.
Because even if his average is not up, like you said, he's just raking the ball.
His average 215.
Yeah. So, but guess what? He hit 20 something homer. 20. What was it? Like
He's
22
got
homers?
23. I don't know if that's counting tonight.
Okay. I was gonna say he hit like 15 in June or something. It was crazy.
Yeah. Oh no, he went nuts.
So, yeah, I don't know. You're kind of hoping Harper gets back sooner than later. That'll help Castellanos out. But it's even when Harper was here, he wasn't really hitting the ball very well.
No.
I think we talked about it last week. He had a couple hits, like 4 hits in the game. Sunday night he had a big hit, RBI single. I don't know. You kind of you wish you get more out of him, but unfortunately, baseball is a marathon, and it's a game of streaks, and sometimes those streaks are bad and they last. So
Yep.
maybe he's got to start hitting off the curveball machine.
Yeah, there you go. Reese Hoskins won the NL Player of the Week. If you're into
There you
that
go.
sort of thing,
There you go. He hit a bomb the other night too.
he did. Yep, 400 or four home runs last week. So there you go.
Solid.
Solid.
He's proven me wrong. Guess what? He actually wasn't. He was actually really. He was on pace for like 40 homers last year until he got hurt.
Yeah.
It was like 40 homers, 120 RBIs on pace.
Yeah.
And halfway through the year.
He was really good last year. Like the problem with him is obviously his injury last year, but like he just gets into like his highs are so high,
yeah,
but then his lows are so incredibly
and there's nothing
low,
in between.
Nothing in between, right? Exactly.
And then he'll make like a boneheaded play in the field, and then like the low of lows, and then he'll 2 weeks later it'll look like he's really working on his defense, and he'll make a great play, and it's just like the high of highs, and it's just there's nothing in between.
No, there isn't. So, but yeah, I mean, did the Cardinals play tonight? I mean, I don't know is it too early to scoreboard watch?
Well, no, I mean, listen, listen. I always say it. January through June, kind of just, it's sluggish. It goes by slow.
Yep.
You can't wait to get to the summer, and then July through December, you got the end of the summer. Everything happens, so the season's gonna go by quick from here. This is the second half. It's gonna go by a lot quicker than the first half, especially because guys are starting to get hot. The weather's starting to get really hot. So yeah, it's gonna be September baseball before we know it, and it's either gonna mean something or nothing.
Yep. The Cardinals are losing to the Braves right now.
Okay. Well, you kind of need the Braves to win, yeah. At this point.
Yeah, because I don't like.
Did they play yesterday?
Who?
They might have been one of the teams. The Cardinals.
The Cardinals. Hold on.
They might have been one of the teams that were off because they played Sunday night.
Cardinals. No, they lost to the Braves last night too.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yep.
And
yeah,
listen,
if the Braves hold on tonight, I think the Phillies actually pass them. Yeah,
the Cardinals.
The Phillies will pass the Cardinals tonight if that score holds.
So real quick, I don't know how much time we have left because my clock is my phone's on the charger.
We're a minute, an hour 23. We got 5-10 minutes.
I was gonna say we could talk about what enraged you last week, and it kind of made me upset too.
What?
My favorite all-time player.
A lot of things enraged me. Your favorite all-time player.
He wasn't getting a send-off.
Oh, Albert Pujols.
Yeah.
I love Albert. That does piss me off. Like, because the Phillies tweeted out a picture. Who was it? Was it Reese, Pujols, and Howard?
Ryan Howard, yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Howard.
Yeah,
and they tweeted, like, I guess it was a big banner or whatever that said, like, congrats on it. I forget exactly what it said.
Yeah.
It was pretty much them. Yeah, exactly. They gave him a gift to pretty much congratulate him on a great career. And I don't know if it's because I don't follow the other teams as closely as I follow the Phillies. It doesn't seem that Albert Pujols is getting the proper send-off that
he's not getting the Kobe Bryant
rightfully deserves. He's not getting, like, I don't know if this is a hot take. Albert Pujols' leaps and bounds, and maybe I'm going a little far, but he's a better baseball player than Derek Jeter.
It's tough.
And
Derek
Jeter, every single place he went to, every single at bat during that entire year,
dude, even Boston
got cheers. Yeah. And Albert Pujols hasn't gotten a single thing.
It's really tough because they play two different positions, and those two positions ask for different things. Like, you're not going to see Jeter hit 40 homers and 130 RBIs.
Pujols is definitely the better hitter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But and he had a great glove too. It's not nothing to take away from him defensively. It's just they play different positions. Pujols has a lot more opportunity to get runs in.
Well,
Jeter was a leadoff and a number 2 hitter. Where
there's one thing separating them. If Pujols were, go ahead.
I thought it was gonna be a stat.
Oh no! It's not a stat. If Pujols wore a New York Yankee uniform, I think he'd be getting the proper send-off.
It's possible, but I'm also somebody who doesn't believe that. Okay, are we talking about send-off or the love he'd get?
The farewell tour
while he played.
the last year of his career farewell send-off. Yeah,
Well, I'm talking about-
people might hate him during the whole career because he's a New York Yankee. Fuck him, whatever.
See,
So
I don't think so because people didn't hate Jeter. Did you hate Jeter?
no, I respected him.
Right. So
Yeah.
I don't think it would be
Yeah,
that.
maybe
What
not.
I'm what
Yeah,
I'm
you're
asking what I'm asking is, are you saying it as a farewell tour, or are you saying it as like a bit? Because listen, like I don't. Maybe Jeter wouldn't get as much love universally, or in the baseball community
Like
if
at
he wasn't a
Seymour.
Yankee, but he would still be just as good of a player in my opinion.
Sure, yeah,
I even wrote about that in the Rollins article that I had.
yeah.
Where listen, Jeter was a Yankee, whether he was a Kansas City Royal, a Cleveland Guardian, and obviously not the name he played,
Yeah.
but he played for a small market. He'd still have 3,000 hits. He'd still have that average that he has. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. My problem is that Jeter, when you think of Jeter and the collective of baseball fans, it seems like Jeter is god tier, right? Of
and
baseball
also,
players. And Pujols should be there, and it doesn't feel like he is.
I gotcha. I agree with that, but also like Jeter had stupid numbers for a shortstop too.
Sure,
like,
absolutely.
Like he was above a lot of shortstop. Like you could argue he's either the best or second best shortstop ever. Like statistically, like he was unbelievable. But I agree. Like I think he gets a lot of love because he was a Yankee. Like I don't know if he'd get. I think it's like that's what I'm saying. I think he'd still be as great of a player if he played for Kansas City or the Angels or another small market.
And not that people
But
love him
but he
because
gets
he
a lot
played.
more love because he's the Yankee.
I don't know if they love him because he's a Yankee, but the fact that it's the national media, so you're going to see him more, and it's the New York Yankees. Like, I just think the logo helped a lot with Jeter's career, maybe not career, but his
With
perception.
the way people view him, yeah,
But yeah, his
absolutely.
perception, absolutely.
No, I agree with that. But like I said, I also think he plays for Kansas City, the Rangers, those small markets. I still think he's a Hall of Fame,
Sure,
great,
yeah,
player. And listen, that goes back to the Mariano thing too. We had this discussion before. It's like, out of all the greatest players in the world, like Mariano, who deserves to go in unanimously. How is he the first? Like Willie Mays, Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, like Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio. Like I can name 100 guys off the top of my head that probably should go in with 100% of the vote.
yeah. And I'd have to
how
do.
is Mariano? And
Well,
it's
I'd-
probably because he's a Yankee.
No, I don't know. Like I'd have to look at more stats when it comes to closing pitching. But if I had to guess, the gap between between Mariano Rivera, which I think we could all agree is the best closer of all time,
Sure.
the gap between him and the second best closer or reliever of all time is probably bigger than the gap between Willie Mays, whoever else
See,
down the line. So there's more players to choose from because the gap's so much smaller. That's probably why he's the first unanimous.
I see what you're saying, but I don't necessarily 100% agree with that because, listen, if you're talking about like the 5th greatest closer of all time and like the 10th, yeah, sure, there's probably a huge gap. But like you're talking about like Trevor Hoffman and like
I'd have to dive into the research.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
but like you're talking about like Babe Ruth, like you know what I mean, like
Yeah, fair.
come on.
Fair.
Babe Ruth, Ken Griffey Jr., Willie Mays, Roberto Clemente. Like, we're talking about great players here. Like, and it's taken 100 years, or well, not 100, but almost not in the 30s. So that was the first year of the Hall of Fame. So like, you're talking about 80 something years here, where it's like, this is the first guy. Like,
yeah.
Out of all the legends of this game, guys that have hit, who we talked about the other day, Honus Wagner, like hit 328 for his career. Like,
That's stupid.
yeah, it's nuts. It's yeah, I don't know. Again, he deserves to go in with 100% of the vote. I'm just saying, it's
How is he the
crazy that it's
first?
taken that long.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with that. That's fair.
And you might be right. He might be. I don't know. He's the greatest closer ever. It is what it is. Like it's literally a fact. But like, I don't know. Raleigh, it's just there are some guys that are up there that aren't better, but it's like, I don't know. I just keep going back to the Willie Mays, Mickey
Sure.
Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, So
Absolutely, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We had a lot.
always come back to this Hall of Fame talk.
Yeah, well, all that to tell you this: Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame, and I feel like we can't get into that argument right now. We'll have it for another time. We've had it already, but we'll have it again.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, it's gonna happen every year. It is what it is.
No, it's not because he's done.
Oh, true. Well, I think it's still gonna be a topic. It's always gonna be a topic.
Yeah, probably. Especially because you have like the new wave of like how long has Piazza like been like? Is he done his?
What's it? 5 years? Sure. 10 years? What is
10,
it? 10 years?
10, yeah. He's probably done.
Probably. I would say like probably like 08. He probably retired. 07, 08, right? I don't know. Look it up. Is he not in yet? I thought he
was he in.
You know what? I'm not 100%. I thought he got in.
Oh yeah, he was. I remember. 2016. I remember.
Yeah.
It wasn't he like pop for steroids? Or am I
Honestly,
thinking of
everybody in that era.
That's exactly my point.
Right.
How can you pick and choose and say Barry Bonds isn't a Hall of Famer? But whatever. I'm ready to get out of here. Are you ready?
I mean, it was proven that he was a cheater, so it wasn't. But
fair, whatever.
No,
allegedly.
Yeah, it's all alleged. I understand.
Exactly. So, all right, we're gonna get out of here.
But nobody hits fucking 70 home runs, and all right, never mind. Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah, we're gonna be on for another hour and a half if I get you going.
Yeah.
So. Listen, like us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, subscribe, listen on there. Like us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Check us out on all those places. YouTube, Twitch. We're everywhere. Check out firedupsports.com. Check out Manscaped. Fired Up is the code to save 20% in free shipping. InTheClutch.com. Use the code FiredUpSports. Anything else, Tom?
I'm just gonna say next week, get ready because you, the listeners, the viewers, everybody. I got like a big trivia segment. So it's gonna take us like 10 minutes probably. So
we'll gotta carve out 10 minutes of the show and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll be back next week. See you then.